Intervention video for Year 3-4 Times Table Fluency Targeted Intervention. Why is number fluency important? Provide every child with the skills they need for numeracy is a fundamental pillar of our education system. Developing strong numeracy skills has a positive impact across the curriculum, and it is crucial for influencing the opportunities children and adults have available to them throughout their lifetime. The Year 3-4 Times Fluency Targeted Intervention. The intervention aims at enhanced timetable fluency by systematically teaching multiplication and division facts up to 12 times 12. Using evidence-based techniques such as spacing, interleaving, testing, and overlearning, it supports retention and mastery. Delivered in 15-minute sessions by teachers or teaching assistants, the approach can be adapted for whole school teaching or small group interventions, ensuring flexibility and accessibility. Each session begins with introducing new multiplication facts through a flashcard approach, helping children to internalize sound patterns for accurate recall. Division facts are introduced as inverse operations, reinforcing the understanding of commutative properties. Regular review through flashcards and rehearsal booklets consolidates previous learned facts, with time tests promoting automatic recall over time, allowing learners to build fluency incrementally and confidently. We would like to thank Staindrop Church of England Primary School in Durham for sharing the intervention and the resources for this project. It is appreciated. How it works. This is a systematic approach to teaching timetables and aims to develop children's fluency when recalling facts up to 12 times 12. It has been designed with 4 characteristics of effective fluency practice in mind: spacing, interleaving, testing, and overlearning. The timetables are learnt in the following order, which is the 10s, the 5s, the 2s, the 4s, the 8s, 3, 6, 9, and 7. We do understand for this intervention that you may already be teaching, which you will be, the times tables. So it's just a case of trying to fit this approach into your schedule, and hopefully that will help you see how the approach works. When learning the facts in each times table, key facts are broken down into manageable chunks and introduced using a phonics flashcard approach, so children learn the sound pattern of each fact. Rehearsal of the facts happens little and often, and interleaving is used to ensure children consolidate previously learned facts. The systematic approach also ensures children develop an understanding of the cumulative law and the relationship between multiplication and division facts. The approach can be used as a whole class teaching method or a small group intervention and requires a low amount of resourcing. Each session should be no longer than 15 to 20 minutes. So let's have a look at how the intervention is developed. So teaching flashcards. So this takes about 10 minutes of the 15-minute session. Children will need to be able to count through the multiples in that half of the table first before learning the sound pattern to each multiplication fact in order, e.g. 1 5 is 5, 2 5s are 10. Once children are confident, the teacher could then challenge children to recall the multiplication facts out of order. This should be repeated with the division facts so children are confident with the inverse of each multiplication fact. The teacher models writing the division calculation alongside the multiplication on the whiteboard. Again, this should be said using a sound pattern sentence. There is 1 5 and 5, there are 2 5s and 10. Division flashcards could be made if required. Depending on the fluency confidence of each group, the teacher may spend 1 or 2 sessions just using the flashcards to introduce a new set of facts before using the booklets for independent practice. Things to consider with the flashcards. You could use my turn, your turn to reinforce correct sound patterns. Monitor facts that children find tricky to recall and create rhymes, riddles, or fun ways to remember them. Highlight known facts from previous times tables in a different colour to encourage children to think about cumulative law. The rehearsal booklets. This is 5 minutes in the sessions. Once children are familiar with the first set of facts, the booklet should be used at the end of each session so children can practice the facts they've learned. If the teacher feels children need more rehearsal of the facts, this practice may not start until the second or third session. Within each booklet, there are 22 tests. There are 40 questions in each test, and they are structured as follows. Tests 1 to 4 is the first half of the new times table. Tests 5 to 8, the second half of the new times table. Test 9 to 12, all of the new times table. Test 13 to 20 to 22, the new times table combined with previously learned times table. Rehearsal booklets, 5 minutes, which is the things to consider. Use self-marking as a whole class to encourage repetition of the sound patterns. In line with the multiplication check in Year 4, children should recall facts within 6 seconds. They should complete each test within 3 minutes if they're able to meet this expectation. If children complete the test within those 3 minutes, encourage them to beat their time. Motivation is important here. Celebrate children who beat their personal test scores and times. So how to implement the intervention. Here is an example from Staindrop School on how they implement the timetable for learning the times multiplication over a 2-week period. This is found in the resource folder. So you can see that's broken down to session 1, 2, 3, and 4, with guidance on what should be covered in each of the sessions. This also includes a timetable for week 2, and then gives you guidance on what to move on to on week 3, 4, and 5. So the next steps is to move on to the implementation overview.